like I've been knowing like quite a lot of people that like work in these like holistic practices, use different tools and like powerful tools, works for a lot of people, but didn't work for me. But then, like I was thinking of, creating the center, where, lots of kind of modalities can come together. But after I've gone through the program with you guys, literally it feels like such a waste of time and money. It would just be such a disservice to do like something like that, because you can just go straight to the root cause and you don't have to go, years or whatever, like, and spend like tons of money. Like the value that you put for your program, it's honestly like I've spent tenfold, if not 20-fold on, on the different things that I've tried before, until, like there is no value on the thing that you guys do. And
thank you. That means so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Ilona's testimonial. Thank you for being here, sister.
Thank you so much. I couldn't be happier to share my experience.
So for everybody listening, we're going to dive right in and really just hear from you what your experience was like healing coming through the Light Force Center program, and to give backstory, just a little bit, emotional symptoms that you were dealing with. And for anybody listening, let's see if you relate to any of these: anxiety, anger issues, fear, stress, feeling out of balance, impatience, out of control, low self-esteem, self-critical, self-conscious, emotionally unstable, reactivity. On the physical level, you were dealing with some hair loss as well, underactive thyroid, polycystic ovaries, sleep issues, alcohol addiction, and bulimia.
Yes.
What does it feel like listening to that list right now?
It just feels like, wow, it's been such a short time, just like going through this process, and it's it's completely like the whole new world. It's yeah, I can't relate to that, but I also have, oh my gosh, like so much compassion, for just like that journey that I've been going through, and now being kind of on the other side, it's just like, it's amazing. And it's just, yeah, if we can help anybody, to feel the same, to be on the other side, yeah.
So just to touch on a couple, and then we want to dive into your story. Your hair loss, that your hair was falling out. How has that been for you now since doing the program?
Okay, so well, that was like, I kind of, like, well, basically, like that started like 4 years ago, and literally, like nothing was like helping. I was like going through all of the, normal Western medical system, like literally everything, every doctor, every procedure, every test, and like literally everything, my dad's doctor, myself, and so like I've done all of that. Then I've done all of the kind of like the spiritual like journey as well, like all the, like different like Reikis and different healings and different, like healing meditations, and like, God know what else. And then I've done yeah, kind of like, also I was thinking that I was doing like the internal work, and kind of like trying to find the root cause, and dealing with that on my own, and literally nothing was helping. And what was happening was that it was just like creating this like additional layer of like story, that I felt like such a victim, but like also like I felt very special, right? That things work for everybody else but not for me. And like every single thing that I was trying, there's like, tons of stories like how it helped everybody else, right? So every single time that I was like trying something new and it didn't help, it was just like this, it was just kind of like reassuring that belief that nothing will help me, basically.
So the act of trying to heal was creating its own layer of trauma in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is interesting, which is really interesting. That's sneaky. And I remember when we found that and unlocked that, because you were actually going through a couple of weeks, and I remember that pattern came up, and you had been clearing a lot, but you basically had a breakdown. Can you talk about that breakdown, which led to the breakthrough, and what happened on the other side? Because that was pretty amazing.
Yes, I mean, like, I'm not sure if I'm going to remember everything like exactly one for one, but basically what happened is that, yeah, we kind of like cleared like the emotional like pain and like the root cause like behind it, and the people that, and a lot of pain. And then you were asking, you know do I feel it's healed? I wanted to say I feel it's healed, but at the back of my mind, I just like that had that very strong doubt that I've tried so many things already. I've been let down by everybody, by everything, by every practice, by everything that I've tried. So that was so strong in the back of my mind that I just like, I want to believe that it's healed, but I just know that that like doubt is like super strong there. And then we were focusing on clearing like that doubt, and we did like a lot of clearing that was very like powerful release. And then you were asking, do I feel that I've let go of that doubt, and still something was there. And then you wouldn't kind of give up, and you would just like continue. And then like that was like really really like super emotional, that you kind of like, we went into the cave and you invited the source creator to kind of like for me to speak to source creator about what is causing it, and like what, like how to clear that doubt. And that was the realization, which was like so powerful, that I actually have been feeling all along that I've been let down by the creator, and
Mm.
that I've been abandoned by creator. And that was like really, I think, the root cause. All of these things that I was like trying and doing, and it was like helping everybody else but not me. So I just felt so abandoned and let down by the light, that that was the root cause, and that was super emotional.
I'm
And
feeling the
yeah.
emotions moving through me right now. I'm getting the tingles and everything. I'm connecting back into that space. I forgot actually about that specific moment. And so then a shift happened, right?
Yeah, and that was kind of almost kind of renewing the relationship and the connection with the creator. Although I have bing like all along feeling I'm on the spiritual path and I'm doing things, so it's not like like I've not been connecting before, but somehow I've been doing like a lot of actions of connection, but like deep down I had just like that feeling and pain, and that that being kind of let down and abandoned by creator. And like at that moment, like really felt that you know creator's been there all along. I've just not been kind of letting it in. I've just like closed my heart, and yeah, I kind of just like renewed that connection, and that was just like literally miraculous. Literally the next day I could see such a huge difference that I've not seen in 4 years with like nothing I've tried. And I know that even like for you guys, like that was like really kind of surprised, because like with hair, it's not something that can just kind of like disappear like overnight. It's
But
kind of like
you
a
felt a
process.
change
Uh,
within our 4 week period. So
like
talk about
literally after that clearing, like that's like the one in the cave with, it was literally the next day. Like the next
that.
day, there was such a huge difference, when I'm so used to, like going and just like taking like all the like, like clumps of like hair out. And it was like, it wasn't there. I was kind of almost like, you
No
know,
way.
yeah, it's like impossible. And and then I just like think, oh my god, I'm just like, I can't be creating a bat, kind of waiting for it to come back. And that, so I did like a bit of like clearing myself, just because I'm realizing, well,
Mhm.
it's been there for 4 years, like now I can't be allowing
Don't
to
remanifest it once you got it.
exactly.
You got the gift. Don't doubt the gift.
Exactly.
This is an important point, that you bring up, is that you then leaned on the tools that you have, right?
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to heal from the past, and then it's another thing to deal with the daily onslaught of our own stuff, outside stuff. So you felt that you had the tools then to clear that, and And how are you feeling now? Are you doubting your healing process?
No, I'm not doubting the healing process of actually, yeah, like, like I had to use like medications and things like that for like, like years, and I've just like stopped everything because clearly nothing was like helping before, right? So it was just like, like trying to hang on to something, but like nothing was helping. So I felt like such a huge difference. And so I've just like stopped everything.
I love this story because so many people that come to us say that. They say, "Hey, Alexander Sheen, I've tried so many different things. What is this? Why is this different?" Right? So
Mm.
instead of me saying it, it's so much more powerful to hear it from the different perspectives of our students such as yourself. So what do you think? Because you have an amazing perspective. You've gone out there, you traveled the world, you've studied all these different modalities. You even wanted to open up a center yourself for healing, right? What was
Yeah.
the difference with this experience than your others?
Gosh, I feel we're just literally going to the root cause, right? Because and also kind of empowering you to do the healing yourself, because like that, when I was like thinking back, like why I had to kind of go like through this journey and everything, every single thing that I was going to, and like it was still like trying to find the fix, right? I was still trying to, like whatever, like whether with a tablet or whether, with a procedure or whether with like some holistic, like it
Sure.
was always somebody else is going to do like the work for you, and I'm just going to return back to my old life, right? So the difference with this was, first of all, like clearing all of the like root cause underlying things that actually, like, for me, things like that from childhood, like that I thought was like part of my character, that I was blaming on astrology and, on my fiery chart, that I've gotten so much in trouble with, all this kind of, impatience and reactivity and even kind of anger issues. All of that just like melted. Your personality changes. You just, your personality changes, and then like that part of that illness that was part of your old personality can no longer be part of, who
Mm,
you currently are. So that was like, I guess, like the most profound thing. And also just like the realization that just like healing comes, that you do the healing, right? It's not that you need to like, some guru to like do the healing for you, or like, that like the medical like tablets or whatever, like this is kind of like, going to be the fix that's going to, take it away. And then you can just like return back to your old state of being and expect that, that you're not going to re-manifest
life
all of
just
that
smacks
stuff.
you. You just illustrated such important points. I'm so glad that you said these. So number one, you're doing the healing yourself. So instead of giving your power to everybody else and expecting them to do it for you, or it's going to be outside of yourself, you found it within, right? And
Yeah,
then number two is you can't go back to the old life and expect different results, right?
right.
So you
Yeah.
said your personality changes, like everything changes. So you were angry, you had high levels of anxiety, you're a high performer, so you're an entrepreneur, you work ridiculous hours at a massive company. So you represent that archetype out there that's striving and achieving and kind of in it, right? So you were that. What are you now? If you were angry and stressed and hair falling out and all of that, then what is the shift now?
Wow. Well, the shift now is, um I'm definitely more in this kind of like observer, like point of view. Like I'm no longer in that like crazy rat race. I'm seeing like things a lot clearer, and yeah, just like much calmer. Um,
Do you have anxiety?
no, I don't have anxiety, and I can now like really separate, like, there's like a very clear distinction between, being anxious about like, tons of like, I don't know, things that are like at the back of your mind that you don't even like know what's like creating it, right? You just got that like underlying anxiety. And you kind of get used to it. You think it's just normal, right? So you only sometimes like get the glimpses, maybe after meditation or something, that you think, oh, like this is how it's supposed to be feeling, right? But and then you just like go back to this like high beta, right? And you just like function from that. Now I can really see clear difference between like, right, like I'm not saying that all of the stressful situations and stuff has disappeared, right? Actually, even contrary, I when we were doing this healing, I had like the most stressful time at work, like certain team changes and management changes, and I had like, so a lot more work, and I could really handle it completely differently, and with so much kind of more like calm and grace, and like not putting it out on everybody else, and it was yeah, it's
No
just
more reactivity.
no more reactivity. Yeah, and just kind of thinking, well, seeing for what it really is, right? It's just like a bit of stressful period that I need to deal with, and that's it. I'm not then finishing work and like thinking about it like nonstop, and it's yeah.
Mhm. And so your past experiences obviously created this these quote what Western society would call disorders, right? So you were dealing with an eating disorder, bulimia, right? And are you dealing with that anymore?
That is literally, it's just like I even forgot it ever was an issue. Like literally, like for a week, I didn't even like, didn't even remember that like been an issue. It's been kind of like on and off issue, like pretty much for like what, like nearly like 20 years. Like, sometimes better, like sometimes less, sometimes, like sometimes when I'm like really kind of relaxed, maybe holiday, change things, it's like not like an issue at all, but it was like always like there, right? And like literally, I completely forgot it was ever part of me, like not even single like thought about it. So
Wow.
literally for a week after that healing, I didn't even remember like that it's ever been an issue.
So it
Only then
was
I remembered, oh, actually that was another thing that I had. And that's it. Yeah, literally never had like another thought about it before. I don't even know which part was responsible for that, right? Because I think we didn't kind of specifically focus on specific issues that was causing it. So I don't even know which bit was responsible for that, but clearly it was like something in like childhood or whatever, because like my sister had like similar things as well. So um and yeah, it was just gone. So clearly you don't even need to like dig into like what's causing it, and like going to therapy and thinking about it. Once you clear the like underlying things, that's it, it's gone. Like there's no trace of it, literally.
That's it. And so that goes for everything. And I think, the process is for those who are listening is we map your whole emotional spectrum, right? So we mapped your whole entire life. You cleared the whole entire life. And then the symptoms are actually the disease, right? They're not what we're focused on. They're the byproduct of the emotional wounding and programming, right? Um, so with that being said, sister, for anybody who is on the fence, who is wanting to heal, if you were to give them words of advice, genuine words of advice from the heart, what would you tell them?
Well, in just like three words, it's just everybody needs this. Like everybody needs this, just because it's everybody's got their own like pains and hurts and everything, and we're just like walking around with our pain bodies, right? And the saying that hurts people, right? It's like so true. It's just like not even like if everybody did the work and did their own healing, imagine like what this world would be looking like, right? um and for yourself, I mean, I'm like literally that person that was just trying everything, right? Like not just the medical like system and everything, and my dad is a doctor, so like tons of things were tried. I've got medical degree myself. um
Deal.
And I've done like all of these like spiritual like practices and meditations and the retreats and like and everything, right? And like nothing was helping. So I'm sure, you know, that if it helped me, you know, it can help anybody. And the changes are so like deep. And you know, things like about like the character changes, what I thought is just like it's me, right? And when you clear that like really that ancestral almost, right, and that like childhood pain, you just realize, oh wow, actually I'm not that person, you know. Like
Yes, exactly. And again, I'm glad you brought that up, ancestral, because a big part of clearing is the ancestral karma, the ancestral lineage, and the stuff we've been told is just who we are. When in reality, it's the program that's been passed down from generation to generation. So when you do this work, you're actually not only healing you, you're healing your past ancestors who we actually work with, right? We call in your guides, your ancestors. And then we're clearing your future generations to come as well, because mama's not going to be passing down her shit to the children anymore that she got from
exactly,
her mom, who got from her mom, from her mom, right?
exactly,
So that's amazing.
exactly.
Well,
And you
thank
know,
you.
when I was like telling you
Yes.
about that, you know, like before that, when you were asking what I would ideally, if I had like magic wand, what I would love to do, so it was about creating, you know, this kind of holistic healing center, and also, you know, kind of consciousness, and just like educating people on like, you know, there's so many, you know, not awake people yet, you know, say. And you know, like I've been knowing like quite a lot of people that like work in these like holistic practices, use different tools, and like powerful tools, works for a lot of people, but didn't work for me. But then, you know, like I was thinking of, you know, creating the center, you know, where, you know, lots of kind of modalities can come together. But after I've gone through the program with you guys, literally it feels like such a waste of time and money. It would just be such a disservice to do like something like that, because you can just go straight to the root cause, and you don't have to go, you know, years or whatever, like, and spend like tons of money. Like the value that you put for your program, it's honestly like I've spent tenfold, if not
Wow.
20-fold on, you know,
Wow.
on the different things that I've tried before, until, you know, like there is no value on the thing that you guys do.
Mhm.
And
Thank you. That means
so,
so much. Honestly, like your smile and your honesty, and this is what we live for. This is what we live for, and so this is what we do this for. And so your honest testimonial, and you know, you saying yes and trusting us and doing the work is such a gift. So thank you, sister. We love you so much.
thank you, and I can't wait to see you guys. I know I will, and I'm hoping that, you know, one day in some kind of shape or form that I can also be part of this mission, because
100%. You already are. You're doing it
yeah.
now. You're doing it now. So if you guys are listening to this and you want to learn more, just click the link below, or wherever you're seeing this, go to lightforcecenter.com, and we would love to see you on the inside of our community and check out the course in healing modality. We're there every week, holding it down with beautiful people like Ilona in there, helping you get through your healing journey as well. Peace. Good.